Welcome, ball hockey fans, to the 2024 World Junior Ball Hockey Championships here for the International Street and Ball Hockey Federation in beautiful Zilina, Slovakia. We got a great one in the opening match of the tournament. The defending gold medal champions, the Czech Republic, taking on the 2023 bronze medalist Team Canada. Czech Republic wearing their traditional white, Canada in black. It should be a heck of a matchup. These two teams know each other well. Czech Republic looking to defend that gold medal that they won in their home country at Liberec last year. Canada looking to avenge a disappointing loss in the semifinals to Team Slovakia. Cost them a trip to the gold medal game, so they're going to want to start out hot. Appreciate all the fans back home in Canada waking up early to join us here for an 8:30 a.m. start. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Chris Pekanowicz. Happy to have you with us. I'll be bringing you lots of the action for this tournament. We have the U18 division and the U16 division. Czech Republic defending champion in both divisions from the 2023 World Juniors that took place, as I mentioned, in Liberec, Czech Republic last year. For Canada in the U16 division, they actually ended up as a silver medalist. They lost in a great game to the Czech Republic. And the USA ended up taking bronze. So Slovakia for the U18 will look to get back to the gold medal pedestal. Czech Republic will look to defend in both divisions. For U16, Slovakia will just look to get to the medal table. And for the United States, still looking for their first gold medal in the U18 or U16 division. The U.S. does have one gold medal to their credit. That was in 2006 in the U20 division. As we are about ready to get underway here at Nike Arena in Zilina, Slovakia, as Canada fires the ball in down deep along the far boards, rattled around to the near boards. And we have early chants of Czechi, the traditional hockey chant for the Czech Republic. You'll hear it a lot throughout this broadcast as Canada applies good forecheck there, but it looks like player lost his footing, and the Czech Republic will corral it up along the near boards. Lobbed in softly. Picked up by the Czech Republic. They don't have numbers as they're getting a line change here. Long shot from the point, blocked, sent in down low. Batted with the hand towards the near boards. Smart play there by Canada as they needed to get a line change themselves. And it looks like Hamlin, number 11, on the forecheck along the far boards. Try and get you some other players as numbers here. We had an early technical issue with the printer here, so I do not have printed rosters out in front of me, but if you want to get stats, we have live stats in effect at stats.isbhf.com. You can see up to the second shots on goal, along with assists and goals for both teams. One of the great ways we try and serve you, the fans, here at the ISBHF, as the Czechs try and get some sustained pressure early against Canada. Still battling behind the net, trying to wrap around attempt. Number 50 there managed to squirt it between his legs, but it hit the side of the net. And that one is easily waffled down by the Canadian netminder. Still battling hard along the near boards. As it looks like the Czech Republic now is going to go get some wholesale line changes. Interesting to see how this game will shape up, considering it's not only the first game of the tournament, but an early morning game. Typically in these junior events, the early morning games, it's not uncommon to see both teams just not have the same type of spring in their step as they would for a late afternoon or evening game. Occasionally we saw that in the men's and women's open at Vishman-Raron, but certainly last year in Liberec, it was common for these early morning games to just see the players not quite be as peppy as they otherwise normally would as the Czech Republic wraps it around towards the near boards. Trying to get a breakout going here, but Canada's got an impressive forecheck early. Turnover near the red line, rifled back in by Canada, wide of the net, but that pass back to the point going to end up trickling all the way down on Team Canada as that was headed toward Brankovic, Canada. So Canada again getting wholesale line changes. They've been impressive so far on the forecheck. Czechs have not really had an answer here to get an outlet pass going. And I'm sure both head coaches are, as we're getting an early whistle here. Yes, we are. Both referees put their hand up. Could not see what happened as the play was directly below me, and all the Czech players are standing up. So I will watch the referee to see what the signal is here. I'm going to assume a trip or interference, considering both referees put their hand up immediately. And it's a tripping call. Okay. Well, early opportunity for the Czech Republic. Obviously, when both referees put their hands up very early, it's an obvious call, and I was looking the entire time down at the Czech Republic bench. No player or coach argued the call. Or pardon me, I should say Canada. No Canada coach or player argued the call. Long shot, blocked. So the Czech Republic typically will try and get one-timers on their power plays. That is shot intentionally wide. They're going to move it laterally. Shot! Oh, good stop! I think the netminder got a piece of that with his stick as he dove across. I'll tell you, one thing we saw last year is a long shot hits in front. Shot score! Czech Republic goes up early on the power play. Not sure if the netminder got a piece of that or if it hit a player in front, but it went immediately to the Czech player's stick and just buried it right into an empty net. Well, an unfortunate early break there for Canada, but with that obvious tripping call, right? Well, you're going to hear me harp on this all week. These players got to be smart. Can't put your team at a disadvantage early. And for Team Canada, they're going to need to get some counter momentum going here as the Czech Republic are high-fiving and congratulating each other. So good start for them with 11:10 remaining here in the opening period. Now the first game of the 2024 World Junior Ball Hockey Championships. This is the U18 division. We have U16 and U18 here. We will also have a couple of friendly matches in the U14 and the women's division. As Canada looks to get some counter momentum going here, but good stick work in the neutral zone by the Czech Republic. Waiting for them to finish announcing the goal scorers here, and then I will get you that. As Czech Republic trying to get some fresh forwards out there, but right now Canada's they had a good forecheck going. They had the Czech Republic hemmed in there for a moment. Looks like Canada putting 3 in on the forecheck. Green sends it cross floor. Canada gains his own, deflects it in, but unable to get a stick on that, it looks like, so the referee blows it dead, and we will get a flooring call here. And for those that are new to the sport of ball hockey, flooring is the same as icing. Obviously, we don't play with ice here. We play on sport court, so we call it flooring, but the rules are the same as ice hockey. So the faceoff will come back down deep into the Canadian zone. 1-0 Czech Republic leading on an early power play goal. Faceoff won back by Canada. So the goal scorer, excuse me, goal scorer for the Czech Republic, Václav Kočlik, assisted by Jan Pavlik. Again, that's Václav Kočlik, assisted by Jan Pavlik. On the power play, time of the goal, 3 minutes, 49 seconds. Czech Republic leading Canada 1-0. There's an opportunity for Canada. Oh, good save early by the Czech Republic netminder, Marek Fleischmann. Only his 3rd save of the game so far, but best opportunity for Canada. As that was number 18, Knight, who walked in all alone. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for the Czech Republic. One of the things that Team Canada is very good at is figuring out ways to get through the neutral zone. We saw that in Visp and Raron. Obviously, Canada won gold. And they were just solid all week. So these players are coached to a system that ultimately will try and feed players up through to the men's division, and the same thing for the women's. So it's a very similar system, and just in general, throughout ball hockey history, Canada very good with working their way through the neutral zone. And for the Czech Republic coaching staff, it'll just be something that they'll need to go into the second period and be mindful of and coach up these amazing young gentlemen as Canada now looks to get through the neutral zone. So chipped up along the boards, rattled around. Picked up by the Czech Republic along the near boards. Looked like the ball squirted loose off a foot there, but good keeping by Canada to send it in back down low. Canada trying to get a look at the net there, but Czech's got a stick on it. Oh, misplayed by Canada in the neutral zone, so that is going to go all the way back into the Canadian zone as we approach the 8-minute mark remaining here in the opening game first period. Czech Republic in red, leading Team Canada 1-0 on the power play. And we're going to get a stoppage of play here. No, just an innocent hockey play there. Nothing for neither team to take offense at. Nobody's screaming for a penalty there. Just two players going hard towards the net. Just good hockey. And again, your goal scorer for the Czech Republic, Václav Kochlik, assisted by Jan Pavlik on the power play. Time of the goal, 3 minutes, 49 seconds. See who Canada sends out here. It's like Tarling, Lovett, Mackey are your forwards. Lovett's going to take the draw and wins it. Back to the point, over to Scott. Scott rifles it in back behind the net. Czechs intercept. Czechs take control now. Over towards the far boards, looking for an outlet pass. Canada, again, doing a good job clogging the neutral zone. Sent in back towards the far boards. Canada, again, doing a good job on the forecheck here. Squirts loose. Canada gains possession. Back to the point. Look for a redirect or a body in front there. There it was. Good save. That's what we like to see Canada do here. We've seen it last year quite a bit. They're very good at just getting balls through to the netminder and making sure that they have traffic in front. Canadian team's always very well coached. You know, conversely for the Czechs, right? They know this. They face Canada year after year after year. They know how the Canadians like to play. So when they see that ball get back to the point, you're basically going to see the Czech players pick up a man. That's one of the things that the coaching staff is always harping on, right? Take a man, to try and make sure that they're in the right position between the Canadian attacker and their netminder, either to body the player out of the way for a potential rebound or to do a good clean stick lift and make sure that the Canadians can't get a stick on it. So it's one of the great things about hockey when you have two powerhouses like this in terms of the chess matches between the coaching staff. As that's going to end up on a flooring call. And the face will come all the way back down into the Canadian zone with 6 minutes, 28 seconds left in the opening period. And again, as a reminder, folks, if you want live up-to-the-date scoring, you can head over to our ISBHF homepage. There's a link directly to stats.isbhf.com. In net for the Czech Republic, Marek Fleischmann. Got 5 saves so far. In net for Canada, Alamdaya Kalai. And I apologize if I mispronounce anyone's name. If I do mispronounce someone's name and you are listening back home, feel free to send a message to the ISBHF Facebook or Instagram account. I have access to that right in front of me. I will be happy to make sure that I pronounce the player's name correctly. Alamdaya Kalai. Seems easy enough. Hey, my last name's Bakanowitz, so I know how frustrating it is when you... there's a shot, another good save by Kalai. 2 in a row there. I was going to say, when you have your last name consistently mispronounced, but Kalai looking sharp early in that. Hey, that first goal, and nothing he could do on that. It was a power play. He made the initial save. You know, ball went off of him, then hit a body just from right to an open player's stick for the Czech Republic. So nothing Kalai could do on that. As it looks like they just increased the lighting here as Canada looks at a good shot. Well, another early test for Fleischmann. can the Czech Republic buries it to make it 2-0. Just like that, after Canada walked in all alone. Oh, Canada looking a little dejected right now, as it looks like Burke and Green are going over to offer some words of encouragement to their netminder. Czech Republic with some early momentum here. 5 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in the opening period. 2-0, the defending champs over Team Canada. That play developed quickly, and that's one of the things that Canada will need to be wary of with the Czech Republic. They traditionally have a lot of speed on the counterattack. As they dump it back in now, try and use that momentum to their advantage. Czechs have it poke checked away by Canada, and that ball squirts up into the Canadian bench. You'll get a face-off down deep to the right of Alamdaya Kalai. So they are announcing the goal scorer here at Nike Arena. Beautiful arena, I got to tell you. This is home to one of the teams in the Slovakian Professional League. It has been overhauled and upgraded. Holds slightly over 6,200 people. Just one of those arenas where really every seat in the house is a great seat, close to the action. Long dump in from the point there, poke checked away by Canada, as the Czechs will be forced to take it back into their own zone. So the goal scorer there, Jan Pavlik, who assisted on the first goal. And we're going to get a call here as the Czech player ends up drawing a penalty. I believe Burke is going to go over to the box. Well, listen, in Burke's defense, it's a smart play. There's good hockey value on that, right? You're not going to let the guy walk in all alone on your netminder. I understand you're down 2-0, but it's almost, you know, if there was ever a penalty, right, where you got to take it, that's a smart hockey play by Burke, right? Can't really lay any criticism on there. And I'm trying to be fair here with my criticism. Obviously, I don't have a caller commentator with me, so I will try to do the same thing that I did at the Men's and Women's World Championship in Visman, Rome, which is just be fair when I put on the caller commentator hat. You know, we talk about hockey value, right? So players about to walk in all alone, you're down 2-0. You know, it's better to take the 2-minute penalty there than to put your goalie in a bad spot, as the Czech Republic was a little early gain in the zone there, and that's going to come all the way back down deep into the Czech Republic zone. 4 minutes, 31 seconds remaining here, opening period. Czech Republic, defending gold medal champs, up 2-0 on the defending bronze medal winners, Team Canada. And face-off violation. So just to recap the goal scoring there, Jan Pavlik got the goal. That is his second point of the game. He assisted on the first goal. And on his goal, he was assisted by Václav Kašlík. I'm sorry, he was assisted by Wojtek Šlechta. Václav Kašlík had the first goal. As the Czech Republic worked the power play here. Minute and 16 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Long shot from the point, goes wide, and the net gets dislodged here. Probably going to see that a lot this week, I expect. Obviously, with us using a sport court here in the sport of ball hockey, we do not have the nets secured to moorings like they do in ice hockey. And with these goaltenders, you know, the way they move so quickly laterally, they all use some form of what we call sliders on the inside of their pads so that they can slide much easier. Very similar to the way you see ice hockey goalies slide. And they like to push off, as most of these goaltenders, if not all of them, are trained in ice hockey. As Czech Republic walks in, oh, shot score! They go up 3-0 on the man advantage. Oh, defensive breakdown there as Canada let the Czech Republic just gain the zone easily. right exactly at the 1 minute mark. And boy, I got to tell you, the Czech Republic is just looking strong here, playing with a lot of energy. Unfortunate break for Canada. Listen, you can't fault the penalty taker on that for Canada, right? As I mentioned earlier, Burke, it's one of those penalties you just have to take. So it's unfortunate for them that, the Czech Republic scored. Now you find yourself down 3-0 early in the first game of the tournament. But listen, this is Team Canada, right? Traditional powerhouse in ball hockey. Last thing I would expect is the Czechs to run away with this and put this game completely out of reach for Canada. They know that. I think the fans at home listening know that. I know I'm speaking primarily to an English-speaking audience. As Canada gains the zone here. Nice move there. Little dangle, throws it on net. And the ball is popped back up, and we're going to get a penalty on the Czech Republic. So there you go, right? Hey, good break for Canada. You heard me say it earlier. One of the things Canada is very good at is just finding ways to get through the neutral zone. I saw it last year in Liberets in every division. U16, U18, U20, U23. Canada was, in my opinion, the best team in terms of just finding ways through the neutral zone. They were able to adapt. I got to give credit where credit's due to the coaching staff. And for the Czech Republic, obviously they know this, right? They're not just going to let Canada have the neutral zone. So it's going to be, as I mentioned before, right, that chess match between the coaching staff. As this one goes back to Zazula, number 7. So look for the one-timer here on Canada. They love to move the ball very quickly, like a lot of tic-tac-toe passing, and then before you know it, the ball's in the back of the net. Down low. Over to Shira. Centers it. Czech's trying to get a poke check. Can't. Good job by Canada keeping that in. Back to Zazula. As the Czech Republic intercept that pass, they're going to be able to get the clear. So for number 7, Zazula, last year in Liberec, he was listed as James Zazula Campbell. Right now, his last name is just listed as Zazula, but he was a member of that U16 Canada team. Very smart. I remember him on the power play. This young man has a very bright future ahead of him. Always plays with his head up. Good hockey IQ. Really smart with the ball. Good quarterback on the power play. As Canada sends it back to Zazula. So he's going to probably get it over here to the near boards towards Noble. Noble down low. Over to Shera. Shera's got a lane there. Shot! Score! And just like that, Canada right back in it. Well, I tell you, I had a perfect look at the shot there. And he just rifled that. And I mean absolutely rifled that past Marek Fleischmann. That ball hit the back of the twine before Fleischmann could react. Absolutely nothing he could do on that. For the Czech Republic, listen, that's probably the shot you want Canada to take. The kid just made a great shot, right? There's nothing to hang your head about. You're down a man. It's just one of those goals where there's not a goaltender in the world that's going to stop a shot like that, right? It's top shelf. Kid walked in with his head up the whole way, and all you can do is tip your cap to him. He made a great shot. Canada right back in it now. So let's see if they can take this momentum here as we approach the 2-minute mark. And the ball goes dumped up into the photographer's box there. They are announcing the goal right now in Slovakian. So Canada now with some momentum. Minute 50 remaining in the opening period. Canada looking to gain the zone. Chipped in, but not before they got the red line. So that's a flooring call. Come all the way back into the Canadian zone. So the goal scorer there for Canada, Jack Shiro, assisted by Noble and Campbell. Okay, just an absolute laser beam off the stick of Jack Shiro. Saw that the whole way. I had the angle from my view up here at the top of Nike Arena. And there was just nothing Fleischmann could do on that. All you can do is tip your cap. That's just a great shot by a goal scorer right there, right? That's why he's on the power play. And minute 30 left here. Turnover gets deflected. Good job by Burke there, not letting the Czech player walk in all alone. Minute 27 remaining in the opening period. So it looks like, for those fans of James Zazzala Campbell, they have him listed as Campbell on the score sheet. So he got the assist on that, but he has Zazzala on his jersey. So if you hear me say Zazzala or Campbell, I'm talking about James Zazzala Campbell. So he got secondary assist, and then primary assist goes to number 13, Liam Noble. Again, your goal scorer, Jack Shiro, with an absolute laser. Top shelf, time of the goal, 12 minutes, 53 seconds on the man advantage. Just to recap the Czech scoring, Václav Kočlik, assisted by Pavlik, and then Jan Pavlik, assisted by Šlechta. And then second goal of the game, Václav Kočlik, as Canada had an opportunity there, but Fleischmann able to get the glove on it. Defensive breakdown by the Czech Republic again there. Now, we'll have to keep an eye on that as this game progresses here. I'm sure that'll be something that the coaching staff will be discussing between periods. And then, just to finish the scoring recap, the third goal, so Václav Kočlik, assisted by Pavlik. So the first and third goal were Kočlik, assisted by Pavlik. And then Pavlik had the second goal. So right now, Pavlik, your leading scorer, with a goal and 2 helpers. And for Canada, Jack Shiro, assisted by Noble and Zazzala Campbell. So Osborne had it checked away up along the near boards. We are approaching the 30-second remaining mark here. Osborne sends it over to Zazzala. Zazzala goes back behind the net. Both teams might be content here to just regroup and go into the first period. 15 seconds remaining. Although Canada, I stand corrected. There they go, trying that long outlet pass to the neutral zone. That's going to end up as a flooring call in the face. It'll come back down deep. So that's one of the things you risk, right? When there's less than 30 seconds in the period, you're down 3-1. You're like, okay, should I kill it? Should I just eat the clock? And then you see a forward streaking through the neutral zone. It's a smart play by Zazzala, right? You can't fault him. He had an opportunity there. It's just you're playing a great team in the Czech Republic. They read the play well, were able to stop it, and ends up with a flooring call. So Canada here, good block. That'll do it for the period. It's smart play by Zazzala. Great block there on the part of number 17, Griffin Tarling. Way to sacrifice the body. So it looks like we're going to have a 5-minute break between periods, and we will see you back here for the start of the second period. Czech Republic leading 3-1. All right, welcome back, folks. Czech Republic leading Team Canada 3-1. Back for the start of the second period here at Nike Arena. I want to thank everybody back home. I know it's early over in North America. A lot of Canadian fans here on the stream as that ball is rifled down deep into the Czech Republic zone. Czechs corral it up along the near boards, looking to gain the red. They gain the red and the blue, so they have the zone now. Centering attempt, poke checked away. Good job by Osborne. Czechs pick it up, though. And we're along the near boards, back to the point, but a little soft on the pass there, so Canada's going to dump it in deep. Hits the referee. Nope, did not hit the referee. My apologies. So we're going to get a flooring call. Face-off will come all the way back down into the Canada zone. For those of you watching on the stream, we are working on getting the link for the other arena, which we hope to have up at some point during the day. That will be a stationary camera, similar to what you saw in Liberec, Czech Republic last year. Basically a camera that has a motion tracker built into it. It will follow the ball. One back by the Czechs. Long shot. Hit a body in front. That was number 59, Adam Havlik for the Czech Republic, who winding up that howitzer. Poked in, back down deep. Shot. Gets deflected wide. Comes off the mesh netting. Good pressure here early in the second period by the Czech Republic, up 3-1. Zazla doing battle behind the net. Czechs won't get back out. Good stop. Oh, big save there. Keep this a 2-goal game. Deflected. Into the near corner. Czechs working it. Spin move, pad save. I got to give credit to Alamdaya Kalai. Keeping his head in the game. He has not put his head down. They may be down 3-1, but he's a world championship level goaltender for a reason, obviously, and he's showing it here. 3 good saves early. As Canada now, oh, looks like that was number 93 for Canada. Got a little too zealous trying to gain the zone there. Kyle Tucker would have been a 2-on-1, but plays blown dead, so the faceoff will come back down to the Canada side of the neutral zone. 13:10 remaining here in the opening match of the 2024 World Junior Ball Hockey Championships, Nike Arena, Zilina, Slovakia. And again, if you want live scoring effect, just head over to stats.isbhf.com. You can get the score of the game that's going on in the other arena. As Canada breaks through here, now opportunity shot, pad save by Fleischmann. Trying to get the number right now, as I mentioned earlier, just some technical issues with the ability to print here, which it happens. There's Wi-Fi, we have Wi-Fi printers. I believe that was Hamlin. Yep, so that was Hamlin, number 11 on the breakthrough here. But we will get those rosters printed up once the IT team finishes working on the printer issue. So long wrist shot just goes wide. Good win there. Hamlin trying to pick the far corner. Long shot from the point. Just wide of the net. Corralled by the Czechs. And the Czech Republic take it back in their zone. So for the other game right now, it is 2-1 Switzerland over Great Britain as Canada intercepts. Gains the zone. Centering down low. Looks like that ball just bounced over the Canadian player's stick. Back to the point. Canada now with some sustained zone time. Burke has it. Sent in down low. Players battling along the near board. Still trying to dig it loose. Rattled around. Canada able to keep it in. Good job at the point there. Kyle Green. Way to read the play. Sent in back down deep. Intercepted by the Czechs. Rifled up along the near board. Still trying to chip it out of the zone. They can't. Now they do, finally. A couple of Canadian players going to go off here, and we get a whistle. Do you believe, is that not flooring? Okay. Want to make sure the right call there. So flooring, and Canadian coaching staff is asking for an explanation there. Referees give it to them. Gotta say, great great uniforms for the referees in this tournament. I really like it. And in speaking with the referee staff, they all liked it as well. So I want to give congratulations to hockeyball.sk for these nice referee uniforms. Face-off won back by the Canadians, taken up by Green. Rattled around the boards, kept in by the Czechs. Czechs win the battle along the far boards, trying to take it back behind the net. Hemmed in by Canada. 4 people there now. Ball squirts loose. Looked like it got kicked off of a foot there. Green for Canada now battling with it. Ball still loose. Green finally picks it up. There's nowhere to go with it. Can't give it to Burke. So Green takes it as the Czechs are going to get a couple of fresh legs here. Long outlet pass. Canada's onside. Smart heads-up play there. Well, you're starting to see a little more speed now for both teams, and this is what I was talking about these early games. Long shot goes one right to the stick of a Canada player. Just walked. The ball's still loose. Well, referee now separating players there. That went right off the stick of number 4, Taylor Mackey. He just whacked it into the back of the twine there, and it was tough to see from my angle if that ball was loose or if Fleischmann was able to cover it. I was waiting for a whistle. Obviously, he didn't have it covered there because the referee was standing there, but golden opportunity for Taylor Mackey. That ball just came right onto his stick. He did the right thing. Immediately tried to backhand it. Had half of the net there. Just hit the side of the twine. Well, Czechs dodge a bullet here in the second period as we hit 10 minutes, 47 seconds remaining. Battle along the near boards. Czechs come away with it. They gain the zone. Sent back in behind the net. Czech still with possession. Wrist shot blocked. Good job there by Brankovic getting in the shooting lane. And we have a whistle here. Penalty called by the far referee. Tripping. Let's see who it's on. I believe that's Tarling, number 17, that's walking off. Well, I don't see anybody on the Canadian bench arguing, so. And Tarling is not saying anything to the referee either. And I would have to say, I've called a lot of these games. You know, tripping generally is rarely argued. Interference you see argued probably the most as the Czech Republic win it. So, big kill coming up here for Canada, for the Czech Republic, chance to regain that 3-goal lead. Back to the point. Or to the near boards. Sent in down low, backhander, get swallowed up. Good job there by Kalai, getting the glove on it. Czechs have very small lettering on the back of their jerseys compared to Canada, so it's much easier for me to see the Canadian players as opposed to the Czech. So if you are a fan of the Czech Republic and you are listening to me speak in English, I apologize for not calling out the Czech Republic player's name. It's just impossible for me to see their numbers. Canada's names are just much bigger. Again, trying to be balanced in my commentary here. Czechs working it back to Havlik, number 59. Fakes the shot, looking for a lane here. Shot blocked by Canada, picked up by the Czechs. Long shot blocked again. Good job there, sacrificing the body on the part of number 8 for Canada. That's Jaden Bulmer. Back to Havlik. Havlik faking the shot. Approaching the 1-minute mark on the man advantage here. One-timer blocked by Canada. Long shot deflected. Again, that was Bulmer on the block. That kid's got 2 bruises now. Good job for him. So Canada going to hustle off. This is the long change period. I see Tucker coming on along with Hopcraft. And now an errant pass by the Czechs. It's going to cost them. Good heads-up play there by Canada, corralling that. Just get out of the zone and stacking the line now. So Czech Republic will look to gain the zone. You're going to see this all throughout the week now where teams just stack the line. Picked up by the Czechs. Instead of trying to just tic-tac-toe across the line and then back, they dump it in, rattled around. Okay, so that worked for them this time. They used their advantage with the extra man. Back to the point. This is Pavlik, number 87, quarterbacking it. Shot, pass, save! Oh, good stop there by Kailai. Boy, I'll tell you, he flashed leather very quick on that one and just, most importantly, got his head up after the save and immediately put a glove on it. Keeping his team in this one. 8:14 remaining. Canada now back at full strength. And well, if you're the Czech Republic, you got to be disappointed there. You didn't really have many clean looks at the net. You know, conversely for Canada, that's something you can build momentum off of, right? You're down 2 goals. You're at the 8-minute, 14-second, almost halfway through the second period here. You try and build something off of that penalty kill there. Penalty kills are huge at the World Championship level. We saw that in Vishman Raron. Expect to see it here this week in Zilina. Czechs maintain possession along the far boards. Nowhere to go with it. Good job by Canada. Poke check away. Czechs hem Canada now in along the far boards. 2 players digging for it. Refs yelling, move it, move it. Picked up by Canada, over to Noble. Sent it back outside the zone. It's intercepted by the Czech Republic. Taken by Canada. That's dumped in, but we're going to get a flooring call. So that face-off will come all the way back down to the right of Kailai with 7 minutes and 19 seconds remaining here in the second period. Czech Republic leading 3-1. Again, you can get scoring in effect at stats.isbhf.com. This is live scoring. So just to recap, Vaclav Kochlik assisted by Pavlik on the first goal, and then Jan Pavlik assisted by Slekja. And then Vaclav Kochlik assisted by Pavlik again, and then Canada made it 3-1 on that laser beam from Jack Shiro, assisted by Noble and Campbell. Czechs wheeling and dealing behind the net, carried up along the far boards. Picked up by Canada. Rolled away from the stick of the Czech player there. Well, intercepted at the neutral zone. Good read by the Czech Republic. Here they come. Shot wide. Rebound. Net is off. Are we going to get a penalty here? Yes, we are. Hooking. So the Czechs go right back on the man advantage. I'm looking down at the Canadian bench. They're not asking for an explanation here from the referee, which tells me that they have no disagreement with the call. So Canada sending out Zazula, Osborne, Upcraft, and Tucker. Unfortunate for Canada, but listen, it's a hooking call, right? Ball came hot off the boards. You can't really say that that was a bad penalty to take. So a long shot, deflected off of a foot. One about 5 feet wide. It's a battle now along the far boards. Sent in deep. Here's an opportunity for the Czech Republic. Shot wide. Rebound. Can't corral it. Outstanding look at the net there. They just shot it wide and could keep it at the point. Pavlik with it. Sends it towards the far boards, to the near boards. Long shot in. That gets deflected off of a stick up into the mesh netting. We'll see where the draw comes. Waiting for the referee to signal here. Is he going outside the zone? Yeah, he is. He's pointing outside the zone. Okay. So right now, 3-1 Czech Republic. They are on the man advantage. 1 minute and 18 left. 11 saves for Marek Fleischmann for the Czech Republic, and 15 saves for Alamdaya Kalai. Face-off one back by the Canadians. They should be able to get it clear here. Nope, intercepted by the Czech Republic. Good job there. Long shot from the point, rifled wide. 1 minute remaining on the man advantage. 5:45 left in the second period here. Right now it is 3-1 Switzerland over Great Britain in the other game. Czech centering attempt blocked. Czech still patient with the ball. Over to the point. Long shot. Good butterfly save there by Kalai. Kept in at the point. Good job by Stefan Polan. Czech Republic number 13. Polan with the ball. Sends it on down low. And he's going to cycle. Back over to Pavlik, number 59. He's got 3 points on the day. Fake the one-timer, shot, pad save, rebound, score! Czech Republic go up 4-1. That's 3 power play goals now for the Czech Republic. Boy, their power play looks good. You just got to feel for Kalai. I mean, he made the save. It's a good save, long shot from the point. You know, understand the thought process there, right? He's just trying to kick it wide to the boards. But you're down a man, and there's nobody there for Canada to prevent that rebound effort by the Czech Republic, and it's just into an empty net. Nothing he could do on that. Well, Canada now has got to find something here to counter this Czech momentum. I'm going to go ahead and pull a Tony Romo here and state the obvious. Canada really can't take any more penalties. They just cannot afford to go shorthanded. Czech Republic working it. Shot. Stick to side. Czech Republic now. You can just feel the momentum here in the building. Sending across the far boards to Canada. 4-1 Czech Republic. 4 minutes and 21 seconds remaining here in the second period. Centering attempt just goes off of a foot there. There would have been a golden opportunity for Canada, but a little too overzealous with the pass there. Yes, that's dumped in on Kalai. That was number 9, Trey Marcus, who would have walked in all alone for Canada. And that's just one of those things, right? So as we get a flooring call here. That's just one of those things for Canada, right? You see an opportunity, players all alone, you want to get the ball to him quickly, and you just rifle it too quick. Call it early tournament jitters. Certainly we'll expect to see basically every team here on opening day make those sorts of mistakes. But the coaching staff will get that cleaned up as the tournament progresses. So face off now to the left of Kalai. Czechs take it. Center attempt, stuffed by Kalai. Ball rolled off of his stick. Good read on the play. Czech Republic trying to keep that in. Canada able to get out of zone. We're going to call here on the Czech Republic now, right in front of the referee. Interference, no arguments from the Czechs. All right, well, this is an opportunity for Canada now. I see Zazula walking out with Noble. See who else Canada puts out there. I see Levette. Shiraw, he's your goal scorer, along with Brankovic. Okay, well, for Canada, right, you're down 4-1. Opportunity to get some momentum. You have a 2-minute man advantage here. And if you're the Czech Republic, listen, nobody argued that call. It's a good call. Kill the penalty, right? That'll leave you at, about 1:30 remaining in the period, and then just try to save this momentum that you have. You built up a 4-1 lead. Do the best you can to try and not let balls get through to your netminder. And head to the second intermission, right? Up 3 goals. So long wrist shot from the point, blocked. Picked up by Zazula. Sent towards the far boards. Center attempt read by the Czechs, and then they dump it out. So Kalai is going to come out, stop that, and forward it up to Zazula. Czechs stack the line. 1:20 remaining on the man advantage. Canada gains the zone. We'll go ahead and get set up. Zazula over to Brankovic. Back to Zazula. Takes the shot. Zazula. Canada patient with it. Shot. Easy pad save. Czechs able to get the clear there. Well, you understand what Canada's trying to do, right? Get the goaltender moving laterally. That's good ball movement there. Just need to be a little crisper on the passes, right? Obviously, that was a routine save for Fleischmann. You saw that coming the whole way. Deflection shot, scoring just like that. Canada climbs back in it. That's why penalties are so important at this level. You're going to hear me harp on it all week. You can't put your team at a disadvantage, right, with penalties. And that's one of the reasons why. I understand it's an interference call, good hockey value on that, but these players are so good on the power play. Oftentimes when you have powerhouses like the Czech Republic, Canada, Slovakia, the U.S., that's where these games are decided. Open man in front of the net, goaltender makes the save, and there's just nothing he can do. Right? There's no goalie in the world is going to make that save, right? It's an empty net. So for the coaching staff, right, to the extent that they can limit the penalties that these players are forced to take, it's just going to be a coaching point throughout the week. Got ourselves a hockey game now again. We approach the 2-minute remaining mark here in the second period. Czechs leading Canada 4-2. Czechs gain the zone. Long shot in. Easily patted aside by Kalai. Czechs trying to walk it in. They can't. Forced into the far boards by Green. Poke checked away. Good stick work there by Burke. Canada with it. Going cross floor. They gain the zone. Canada trying to make something happen here. Trying to walk it in. Shot. Save. Ball loose. Well, it was there for a second. Trying to see the number of the Canada player that walked in there. I think that's number 4 for Canada, which would be Taylor Mackey. As soon as he gets a little bit closer, I'll be able to tell you. Yeah, so that was Taylor Mackey that walked in all alone there. Hey, good play by Mackey, right? Throw it on net. You heard me say this if you listen to me call any of the games in the men's and women's world championship last week. And I'm going to say it this week. If throwing the ball on net is the worst option you have, that's not really a bad option. Probably, and that's going to end up as a flooring call here with 1:17 remaining. Probably the best example of that I could think of that happened last week was in the gold medal matchup, that second goal by Team USA over the Czech Republic, where Megan Fortier just, the ball squirted in, back down deep. Fortier had lost her stick. She picks up her stick. She's just in front of a Czech player, and the ball ends up on her stick somehow. And all Fortier did was turn around and throw it on net, and it found the back of the net. And it was just from inside the top of the circle. And that's a perfect example why throwing the ball at the net is never really a bad option, because you never know what will happen. Caught the goalie by surprise. Goalie was partially screened, couldn't get a good read off of Fortier's stick, and she just found the back of the twine. So for you younger players at home, never be afraid to throw the ball on net as we get an offsides call here with 46 seconds remaining in the second period. Czech Republic leading Canada 4-2, opening matchup of the 2024 ISBHF World Junior Ball Hockey Championships. In the U18, U16, U14 divisions. We'll also have a couple of friendly matches in the women's. I should say women's U18 between the Czech Republic and Slovakia. So 40 seconds remaining here. Canada with possession. Trying to get something happening here before the second and final intermission. Right now they certainly have the momentum. They're just running quicker than the Czechs. Good stick work there. Sent in towards the far boards, and then Czechs try to center it. But again, that's what I mean by Canada moving their feet, right? Good read on the play there. That was number 22, Scott. Turnaround shot goes wide. Czechs with it. They're telling Adam to shoot. Long shot. Well, easily sticked aside by Kalai, so there'll be a 5-minute break here between periods. Czech Republic leading 4-2. Again, if you want to get live scoring, head over to stats.isbhf.com. We have live scoring in effect. You can find the link directly from our homepage. 5-minute break between periods here. And on the other rink right now, Switzerland leading Great Britain 3-1. We'll see you back here in 5.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
All right, welcome back, hockey fans. Final period of action set to begin here. Czech Republic leading Team Canada 4-2. Want to say thank you to the person who sent me the message on the Canadian goaltender's name. I have been mispronouncing it. It is not Kailai, it is Calais. So thank you for that. He has certainly been sharp in net despite the 4-2 Czech Republic lead. Can't fault Calais on any of the goals. Long shot from the point, blocked down by the Czechs. sent across towards the near boards. Picked up by Canada. That's Osborne, I believe, that had it. Yep. Long shot in. Ooh, that was a good deflection there. From my vantage point, that just missed off the stick of Tarling, number 17. Have to keep an eye on that kid. Looks like he has some good hand-eye coordination. So Czech's getting some line changes. Canada on the forecheck. They get a couple of line changes as well. Canada doing a good job clogging the passing lanes. Czech, I'm watching the forwards here. The forwards aren't moving. This Czech defender has nowhere to go, and that's exactly why forechecking is important as we get a shot. Oh, it just gets deflected wide. Or pardon me, high up over the net. What an outstanding job on the forecheck there by Canada. Completely forced that Czech defender to turn the ball over. Noble with it. Noble centering attempt. Oh, it just rolled off with a stick there. And that ball ends up on the stick of green. That was Sherrod, number 16, the captain, that was all alone in front there. He's also one of the goal scorers for Canada. Ball squirts out in front, picked up by Calais, and he just smothers that. All right, referee ready for the draw. One back by Canada. Canada patient behind the net. Long outlet. And we get a high sticking call. So the faceoff will come down deep to the right of Fleischmann. 12:43 remaining here in the third period. Canada trailing Czech Republic 4-2 in the U18 division. As I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, Czech Republic defending champions from last year in Liberec in both the U18 and U16 divisions. So they will be playing with the proverbial targets on their back. Here in Zilina. Almost an intercept there by the Czechs. Canada able to chop that back into the zone, but now the Czechs get it out. Scott has it. Sent it up to Hamlin. Picked up by Marcus. Centering attempt over to Hamlin. Oh, it just rolled off of his stick. Wraparound attempt on Fleischmann. Hits his pad, and he's just going to get a glove on that and let his team regroup. As it looks like the Czech will send out some fresh forwards. Centering attempt there off the draw. Just rolled wide. Picked up by the Czechs. Centering attempt down low. Good poke check on the play. Battle along the far corner. Sent up, Czechs. Take it. Shot goes high over the crossbar. Battle along the near boards. 4 players there. Canada trying to get it out of the zone. Kept in by the Czechs. Long wrist shot right into the glove of Calais. Swallows it up. 11:33 remaining. Czechs leading 4-2. Face-off sent along the far boards. Up towards Canada. Potential 2-on-1 developing. Czechs need to hustle back. They do and break it up. Canada offsides momentarily. Now they clear the zone. Near boards, Czech have it. Go back towards the far boards now. Still working it along near boards, dumped in down deep. Centering attempt, shot, oh what a stop, Calais! Got a stick on that. Nice, keeping his team in it. I know the score is 4-2, but I'm telling you, Calais' been really sharp. Cannot fault him on any of these goals as we're going to get a flooring call here. So Canada will be forced to send back on their players. Referee coming over to tell them to do just that. Update on the game going on in the other arena, Nike Arena number 2. So Switzerland is leading Great Britain 3-1. Goal scorers for Switzerland, Victor Lasik, assisted by Weiss. Tobias Holderegger Perks, assisted by Lasik and Weiss. And the final goal scorer, Luis Klaus. For Great Britain, Aaron Wynne-Staley, assisted by Wells. Again, 3-1, Switzerland leading Great Britain in the other matchup. They are working on getting the stationary cameras set up. I do not have an update on that, folks. The next game is going to be broadcasted in Slovak, so I will do my best to connect with someone from the local organizing committee to find out the status. I know all the fans at home want to be able to support these amazing young men. We will do our best to get you all the updates we can as Canada takes possession now here. 10:20 left in the final period. Ball still battled along the far boards, dumped in by Canada. Goes just wide of Fleischmann. Canada now with possession, intercepted the Czechs. Up into the neutral zone, chipped in. Taken by the Czech Republic. Player loses his footing. Picked up now again by the Czechs. Trying to gain the Canadian zone. They do. Well, got to be careful here. Potential numbers. Shot, score! And the Czechs go up 5-2. Well, that's just a defensive breakdown on the part of Canada. Again, you can't fault Calais on that. Czech Republic player just saw that he had a trailer coming, and as soon as the ball rolled towards the stick, he just swept it onto the stick of the trailer and just buried it into an empty net there. Hey, credit to the Czech Republic. I know I'm speaking primarily to a Canadian audience here, but give credit where credit's due. They are doing what good hockey teams need to do, which is capitalize on their opportunities. You know, for Canada, now they got a tall mountain to climb here. There's 9 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the third period. They're down 3 goals. They're going to have to start taking some chances. It's as simple as that if they want to climb back in this. Long wrist shot, goes off of a foot. Now on to Canada. Well, they were going to try and give and go there, and the Czech player dove and just got a piece of it. So Czech Republic with it. Back to the point. Long shot, goes off of a knee. Into the corner. Sent behind the net. Czech Republic now behind their own net. Good keeping at the point there by Zazala. Over to Hamlin. Hamlin has an opportunity. Was trying to pick the 5-hole there. Good butterfly save by Fleischmann. And smart move by Hamlin, right? Had his head up the whole way. Good shot. Goalie just made a great save. Good poke check there on the part of Canada to prevent the Czech player from walking that in towards the net. Canada looking to gain the zone. They do, but intercepted on the back check by the Czech Republic. And that's going to end up as a flooring call. come all the way back down deep. With 8:08 remaining in the final period here, Czech Republic leading 5-2. They scored 3 power play goals. Just recap the scoring real quick. First goal, Kochlik, assisted by Pavlik. Second goal, Pavlik, assisted by Schlechta. Third goal, Kochlik, assisted by Pavlik. Then Canada scored. Jack Shiro, assisted by Noble and Campbell. And then Czech Republic scored. Stefan Polan, assisted by Stashka and Kantar. Canada countered. Brankovic, assisted by Shiro. And then the last goal was Jan Kraus, assisted by Mikola. 8 minutes remaining here in the third period. Osborne, long wrist shot. Goes wide. Sent up towards the point. Czechs try and carry it out. Kept in by Canada, and now the Czechs are able to clear the zone. So Canadian defenseman was looking to make a pinch there. Just had it poke checked away. Canada to gain the zone. Deflected in by Osborne. They're screaming too many men here. Screaming too many men. I believe the Czechs are going to get the penalty. Referee has his arm up. Czech Republic coaching staff asking for an explanation here. Referee comes over. Well, I still haven't seen him put his arm up, but he blew the play dead. I haven't seen him signal to the scorekeeper. So referee's discussing. Okay, well, there's a Czech player in the box. Okay, so they did call it. Now he's going over to make the signal. I usually wait to confirm the penalty until the ref goes over to the scorekeeper's box. So, hey, that's a bad break if you're the Czech Republic, right? You're up 5-2 against Canada. Obviously, you know Canada has the firepower to put balls in the back of the net, right? Don't help them. That's a bad penalty. Put on my color commentator hat. It's unnecessary. There's no reason to have a miscommunication there in your own zone in the third period. You're up 5-2, and now you give Canada an opportunity to climb right back in it. And if I'm Team Canada, right, this is a potential momentum changer. Be smart with the ball. Let's do what we do on the power play. We know how to work the ball. Just make sure we get it on net. The Shiro is going to rotate with Zaslow. Wrist shot wide. Picked up by Canada. Got Zaslow along the near boards. Over to Shiro. Shot. Goes off a foot up into the mesh netting, and the faceoff will stay into the zone. Looks like Zaslow wanted that. He's going to go over and talk to Shiro, the captain. Czechs are going to send out 4 fresh bodies here with 7:09 remaining. Face off, one back by the Czechs. See if they get the clear. No, good keep at the point by Zazola. Over to Shiro. Shiro back to Zazola. Over to Noble. Back to Shiro. Back to Zazola. Over to Shiro. Now he's got the lane. There it was. Oh, I think that rifle just over the crossbar. Really good look at the net by Shiro. Smart shot there. He had the corner, just missed. We're going to get a penalty here? Yes, we are. Slashing. Well, if you're Canada, you know, all you can do is be disappointed here, right? I mean, I saw it. Is it one of those penalties that could have went either way? Yeah, you can make an argument, but listen, this is a world championship. It's the first game of the tournament, right? All the other coaches are here. They're all watching, right? Everybody's scouting, and if you are one of the coaches, right, you're telling your players, listen, one of the things the referees do in every tournament, right, is set the tone for the tournament. Right, we don't know what they're going to call. We don't know what they will call as they get a shot on net goes wide. So be smart, right? Be smart with your play. So that's why I say, you know, could it have gone either way? Yes. But, hey, that's the tone the referees are looking to set. Lesson learned for Canada. Disappointing for them, but, all right, put it behind you. On to the next play. For the Czech Republic, an opportunity to regain the momentum. It's 4-on-4 now for 35 seconds. Time is on your side. Long wrist shot, just left first defenseman by Fleischmann. And there's just no reason to rush if you're the Czech Republic here. As we get the Czechia chance breaking out. Czechs dump it in and give chase. Player picks up his own loose ball. Poke check along the boards, unsuccessful. Kept in by the Czech Republic. Here's a look at the net shot. Oh, what a stop, Calais! Really impressed with his play thus far. Again, I know it's 5-2, but I'll tell you, this kid's been sharp. So now the Czechs are on the man advantage for 40 seconds. Canada has obviously got to kill this. Czechs just working the ball around. Again, time is on their side here. Long shot, pad saved by Calais. Morris shot, blocked by Canada. One-timer, blocked. Good job. Hey, give credit where credit is due to Canada. That's 2 blocks now. As these players hustle off and Canada will get some fresh legs out. 7 seconds left on the man advantage. Long wrist shot, easily waffled down by Calais. Right to his defenseman. Smart play. That'll kill it, right? That's what Canada needed now, okay? So there's 4 minutes, 30 seconds left here. Get on the forecheck, right? Get your legs moving. Try and make something happen. You got to start taking some chances, right? You don't have the luxury of time like the Czechs do. Well, Czechs need to be a little bit more careful here. You know, that pass could have been crisper. You don't want to send soft passes through the neutral zone. I understand it's 5-2, but believe me, Canada can put balls in the back of the net. And I know the Czechs know that. So Canada now looking to gain the zone. Poke checked away. Well, I know what the Canadian player was trying to do is just saucer that to himself. Just didn't get it up in the air, and the Czech Republic player just batted it right out of the zone. That's a smart attempt by the Canadian player. Lovett with it. Lovett working it down low. Lovett trying to walk it out front shot. Oh, save! Rebound still loose. Czech player lost their footing there momentarily. Kept in by Canada. Over to Zazla. Long wrist shot. Right into the glove. And we will get a face-off here with 3 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. So Marek Fleischmann content to get the whistle there. We'll go ahead and give you an update on the other game. So right now it looks like the Swiss are pulling away in the other game. It's 7-2 in the third period. Switzerland leading Great Britain. Back to the action here. Ball rattled around to the near boards, picked up by the captain, Shirao. Dumped in towards the far corner. Just under 3 minutes remaining here. Czechs gain the zone. Wrist shot, wide. Rattled around, far boards. Well, Czechs got a good forecheck going. Well, we're going to get a penalty here from the far referee. What's the call? High sticking. Well, I didn't see it. It was called by the far referee. Trying to see who it's on. Both teams are looking. Okay, he's escorting a Czech Republic player to the penalty box now. Well, hey, golden opportunity for Canada. It's 5-2, 2 minutes, 37 seconds remaining. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on Calais. Coaching staff may want to pull him and go with a 6-on-4 here. See who Canada has out. I see Hamlin, Osborne, Mackey. Looks like Trey Marcus is going to take the draw, and Kyle Green at the point. Calais not moving. Centering attempt goes off of a stick, back behind the net. Canada with it, over to the point. Back to Green. Far boards, back to Green. Over to Osborne, one-timer shot! Oh, good save, Fleischman. Rebound attempt, save Fleischman again. Two good looks at the net there for Canada. That ball goes up out of play, deflected, and the face-off will come back into the Czech Republic zone. 2 minutes, 3 seconds remaining here in the third period. Canada trailing the defending gold medal winners, Czech Republic 5-2. Czech Republic looking to just kill some time here, dump it in, and try and body the Canadian player along the boards. Canada's got to get 2 on the ball here. They do, trying to work it loose. Now they do. They gain the zone, Hamlin. Hamlin's trip, no call. Back to Green. Long shot, deflected, rebound! No, it squirted through! Referee right in position there. Czech netminder's lost his stick. Oh, the Czechs dodge a bullet there. Canada gains the zone. Still keeping an eye on Calais. Has not moved towards the Canadian bench shot, score! Canada makes it 5-3. 1:08 left. That might have been deflected. We'll see who they give the goal. I'm pretty sure it came off the stick of Zazula, because he's not first in the handshake line here, so typically the goal scorer is. And that is number 4, Taylor Mackey. See if Mackey gets the goal. Certainly keep an eye on Calais. Well, it's 5-3. It's 1:08 left, right? Stranger things have happened. And this is ball hockey. We've all seen it. You have a team that has firepower like Canada. You know, this is not out of the realm of possibility. And we get a timeout now by Canada. So 30-second timeouts here at the ISBHF World Ball Hockey Championships. And while we are waiting here, I will go ahead and get a scoring update on the other game. So 7-2 Switzerland. It's in the third period. Your goal scorers for Great Britain: Aaron Winstanley, assisted by Wells; Fraser Pendel, assisted by Benson and Cam. And then for Switzerland, Victor Lasik, assisted by Weiss; Tobias Holdegger Perks, assisted by Lasik and Weiss; Louis Klaus unassisted; Victor Lasik, assisted by Holdegger Perks and Siafo; Nino Jude, assisted by Spani and Bernard; Valentino Siafo, assisted by Weiss; and then the last goal, Holdegger Perks, assisted by Siafo and Reisen. Back to the action here. Canadian net is empty. Canada now 6-on-5. Back to the point. Canada got to start getting some balls on net here. Long shot, deflected wide. Kept in by Osborne. Over to the point, over to the captain Shiro. Back to Osborne. Back to Zazula. Misplayed, down to 0. Crease violation on Marcus, and that faceoff is going to come all the way outside the Czech Republic zone. Well, mental mistake there. Obviously, need to be mindful of your crease, right? These are young players. Certainly not criticizing them, just something that after the game the coaching staff will need to be mindful of. So Calais is going to head back towards the net. He's not going to go all the way back into the crease. We'll see if Canada wins the draw. So he's going to come right back out. Canada gains his own. Osborne, centering attempt, trickles in, ball still loose. Now the referee blows it dead. Fleischmann was able to get a body on it. Looks like he just laid across the crease there. 27 seconds remaining, 5-3 Czech Republic. So that last goal scorer was Taylor Mackey, and it was assisted by Zazula. Well, ball goes off of a foot there, kept inside the Canada zone, or the Czech Republic zone, but then dumped out by Czech Republic. 15 seconds. Canada's got to hustle. Running out of time here. 10 seconds. Over to Zazula. Poke checked away. Well, that'll do it. So the Czech Republic are going to get the first victory as that ball finds the empty net here. Should be your final 6-3. Hey, it's a good effort by Canada, but unfortunately the penalties killed them today. That was the difference in the game. Czech Republic 3 power play goals. They capitalized on their opportunities. Disappointing start, but right, you got to regroup. All right, put it behind you, on to the next game. You know, for the Czech Republic, certainly something to build off of. Three seconds left here, and that will do it. So the Czech Republic heads over to congratulate Fleischmann. I will hang around and see who they award player of the game to here for both teams. All right, both teams line up at center floor. We should be ready here for the presentation of the player of the game. So Canada's next game for the U18, these teams will all have to play 2 games in one day with the exception of one day. They play Great Britain at 3 p.m. Czech Republic plays Slovakia at 5 p.m. So Miroslav Dagun, president of the Slovak Ball Hockey Association, will present player of the game. All right, best player for Canada, the captain, number 16, Jack Shiro. Completely agree with that. He scored that first goal on a laser beam. Had a lot of good looks at the net today. Good hustle on his part. And for the Czech Republic, it is number 98, Jiří Rod. Congratulations, Jiří. Okay, so that'll do it for me, folks. The next game, which will be Slovakia and the United States, will be called in Slovakian. I will be back to call another game later. And just looking at the schedule here. So on this rink, we have USA and Slovakia in the U18 division. That's the next game. On the other rink, you will have the Czech red team playing the Czech white team in the U16 division. So the U16 for Czech Republic, they have 2 teams in this tournament like they did last year. As they play the national anthem. So I should be back, call the Canada-Great Britain game, as the next 2 games here are in Slovakian. That'll be Canada against Great Britain as they play the Czech Republic national anthem. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later. Stay tuned for more great hockey action here at the 2024 ISBHF World Ball Hockey Championships.